So I've literally been sitting here for like 2 minutes now, waiting to hit the record button, and every time I go to hit it, I sneeze. So hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. But anyways, so welcome to the Platinum Run, episode 64. Been a couple weeks since the last one. Gonna try to really knock these out from here on out. Um, Probably gonna record like two, maybe three each night. Um, that way I have start to work getting some kind of buffer going. If there's a night that I can't record, I've been busy lately with some other things, so finally kind of allotting time to this right now. But we're gonna jump into it. So this is the start of New Game Plus. This is the start of the second playthrough. Or right at the beginning, like the first bonfire you get to. And so it should be fun. So we're just gonna go into it. The problem, or I guess not really a problem, the issue I feel like I'm going to run into here is I don't really remember how to play this game. Or I guess I did enough, or I do enough to the fact that I was able to beat the boss, or beat the final boss, and after a very long time of not playing. So I guess to that respect, like, I do remember how to play. It's more that I keep hitting the wrong buttons. Like I loaded this up for about 2 minutes just to test my audio to make sure that was going okay, considering what had happened last time. And I started pressing all of the wrong buttons. The past month and a half, I have played. I did it right there. This is what's happening. No, I played DMC. Kind of between. I played DMC, Metal Gear, Rising, Revengeance, and Darksiders 2. All three games that kind of control a bit differently as far as your combat goes, but can be pretty heavy combat wise. And obviously all three very different games. Dark Souls is an extremely different game, but I loaded this up to make sure my audio was fine, and the first thing I did was start hitting square to try to attack, and pressing different, like, there to open that door down there I pressed circle. That's why I did like that back step, because Darksiders 2 I just finished earlier today, and that you press circle to open doors. And so I feel like we're gonna see a lot of me making really stupid or pressing the wrong button a lot, which that might just turn into being a pretty entertaining experience for all of us. So we'll see how that turns out. But on the other hand, also, I kind of feel like it might be cool, because, like, you expect that, oh well, like, you know, this is the second time you're playing, and like you always, like, you know what you're doing, and I, like, to an extent I do. Like, certainly I certainly don't. I'm not an expert in comparison to many other people, but I like to think that I kind of have a decent idea as to what I need to do here. But I also forget a lot, so maybe that'll be cool to, like, rediscover a lot of this stuff. Um, so I do plan on doing the DLC this playthrough. Uh, Whenever I get to that point, I don't know how early on I can just go into it, but I hope to do that. So that'll be pretty cool, I think. I've heard some very good things about it. So that's actually probably the thing I'm looking forward to the most right now, is getting to that DLC, getting into new Dark Souls content that I've not seen before. And that's exciting. Like, one thing about having beaten the game now, it's like, oh, I've seen everything. For the most part, like, I've seen just about everything, and I will have, like, once I complete this platinum run, like, that'll be it. And I experienced that pretty recently with Ni no Kuni. Like, that is probably, I real screwed that one up, huh? That's probably so Ni no Kuni is probably the first game that, and should probably be more careful. It's the first game in a long time that I have. I might just have to wait for. Oh, this is see, this is where things go bad. What was I talking about? Right, Ni no Kuni. So it's, God. It's the first game in a really long time that I've been really, like, actually sad that it's over. And I feel like Dark Souls is gonna be the next game that happens with, for pretty obvious reasons. But it's weird. It is super weird. Like, I don't know if I'll spend as much time with Dark Souls as I did with Ni no Kuni. Like, Ni no Kuni, by the end of it, by the time I got that platinum, I spent like 116 hours in that game. And I think that's probably the most time I've ever spent with a video game, to my knowledge. But it's the weirdest thing, because you beat it, and then you, like, and first, like, I was pretty bummed out, because I'm like, man, I wish there was more to this. Like, I don't want this to be, I don't want to, like, it's time to stop playing. Like, it's time. Like, I've had my fill. I've certainly got my money's worth out of that game in every way possible. But, like, you don't want it to end. You just wanted, like, you want there to keep being more content. And that, I guess, to me, that really speaks to the quality of that game. Because if you can spend that much time on a game and still want more, and still just be like, I just want to go back to that. Like, okay, after I beat Darksiders, or after I beat, like, Metal Gear Rising, like, I'll just go back to Ni no Kuni and keep playing it. But I can't. I mean, I guess I can. If I wanted to, I could probably go back and find something to do. But by that point, I'm just wasting time. And I go down this really deep dark rabbit hole where there's no escape, I feel like. So probably better to use that time for Dark Souls and to finish up this journey. And I'll probably feel the same way when I finish this, and I'll sit there in my chair and I'll watch the credits roll, and I'll be like, man, what do I do now? Like, what is it? What's left to do? I guess I could go eat or something, make dinner. And I think that was actually kind of my reaction. Like, I think that was basically how it happened. It's like, I was done with Ni no Kuni. I was like, I should probably eat now. I guess I should. Food's good. Food's a good thing. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's gonna be the thing with Dark Souls. I'll get the platinum, and there'll be nothing left to do. I mean, I guess I could keep playing, keep doing more New Game Pluses, and keep going through. But, like, at that point, what am I got other stuff to do. I got I mean, like, I envy people. Like, I know people who would just play one game over and over and over again and master it, and that's awesome. And, like, I wish I could do that, but I think I reached a point where it's like I want to be moving on to other games, or just doing other things in general. But, like, it actually got me thinking, and about, like, trophies and achievements. and I don't know like how much I care about them. The entire thing about the platinum run was like I really love Demon Souls, and from what I played of Dark Souls, I really love this game as well. And I think even the idea like sprouted at a time where I wasn't gonna. I don't know that I was gonna have a whole lot of time playing games, and I was really getting into the whole video recording thing. And I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if I just like went for? I just want to go for the platinum in this. I feel like this is a game like for me with trophies or achievements or whatever. Like I might go for some or whatever. But the only time I'm gonna go for all of them is if it's a game that I really love. Um, I feel like that's fair. Like I feel like if you love a game, like why not play it to completion and do everything that you can, or go out of your way to do crazy things, or you know, just spend as much time with it as you can, because like if you love it, like you're gonna and you're enjoying it, then why not? Um, I mean that's the reason why I did it for Ni no Kuni, especially because I don't like. There's not many other games that I would spend that much time with, and Dark Souls is another one of them. But I think it's cool. I think I remember playing like I don't even know if I can think of any in particular, but just like playing older games where I wanted to unlock everything. And someone like me, I like going through checklists and checking off different things, and so like I feel like that's what trophies are to me. Is like, oh, I'm checking off another thing that I've done, and that's how I'm getting my money's worth out of this game. Like if I'm gonna spend, you know, like $60 or so on something, I'm gonna get. I want to make sure that I get as much time out of it as I can without, you know, getting bored of it. Although at the same time, like I do kind of feel like they've not really ruined me, but like it's kind of weird when you play. I don't notice it. I only notice it if if I'm thinking about it or something, or if there's something in it that reminds me of like achievements or whatever. But because like I'll be playing a game and like whatever, it's fine. Like there's none of the enjoyment has been lost. But like if I see something that reminds me of achievements or trophies, I'm like, oh, this is weird. I'm not. I haven't gotten anything for killing 100 enemies, or whatever like mundane task there is. Like I guess it's only really weird if it's like a PSN thing, because upwards of like the first 2 years for the PS3 there was nothing like this. And so there are plenty of PSN games that just don't have any trophies. And I was playing one recently, and I went because I was like, oh, I'm playing through this, and I played through a good majority of it, and I was like, is this nothing? I haven't like unlocked anything or whatever. And then I realized, I was like, oh right, this game came out like a year into the cycle, and the only unlockables I'm going to be doing is like concept art or other weapons, which arguably probably better than achievements or trophies, but I don't know. I think Ni no Kuni got me thinking about it a lot more, just because it really cemented my view on them as being like, I think they're cool. I think they're kind of awesome in a way that's like, it helps me in a way create a checklist, whereas like if it's a game I love and I'm gonna do everything I can with it, like that's how I know when I'm done, I guess. I mean, with Ni no Kuni, I could go back to that and like try to tame every familiar there is, which I think I think of all the familiars in the game. Like you can have 300. I think there's 300 that you can actually control, and then like there's a bunch more that are bosses or whatever. But I don't know if I want to do that. Like I have 250. That's a lot. But that game is awesome. I don't want to talk about that anymore because this is the Dark Souls video, but it's pretty cool. It's a pretty great game. It reminds me of Pokemon in a lot of ways. So I guess in moving on to other stuff, like the PS4 got announced last week, like I think like a week ago today. That was weird. That was something. It gets me excited just in general because like I just want to see what the new Xbox is, and that way we've seen everything, like what all the new consoles are, and then it's just playing the waiting game, and that's all super exciting to me. I mean, like I've grown up for the most part having. I mean, I own a PS1, PS2, and now PlayStation 3. I'm probably gonna get a PS4, most likely, but at the same time, like, I wish I had the money where I could just own all of them. I feel like that's the ultimate goal here. But it's just exciting in general, like seeing some of the demos they had. Some of that stuff looked really cool, like, and I'm sure there's gonna be stuff that Microsoft will show that'll be like, oh man, that looks amazing, that looks so awesome. It seems like that won't be until late April, which is kind of a bummer, because I wish it was earlier. I feel like there's still a long ways away. But I don't know. I thought the Deep Down thing that Capcom showed it looked really amazing. Whether or not we will see anything from them looking like that, I don't know. Or I mean, that's still like super early and just more of a concept than anything, but it graphically was very impressive. I thought it was kind of telling, like the Square Enix stuff was super telling, kind of in a really depressing way, but also insane. But again, you know what? Also got me thinking. Back on topic, Dark Souls 2 is totally going to be next gen, right? I guess. Because I don't know where I saw that at, but I swear, like in the past week or two, I read that someone from Software was like, oh, the game might not come out this year. And if that's the case, then it'll be out next year. Or still, I mean, it still could totally be a current gen game, but I mean, if anything, it'd probably be like cross gen, right? I would guess. I just like the idea of having a Dark Souls 2 on the PlayStation 4 or whatever the next Xbox is going to be called. And then PC as well, obviously. Honestly, I just like the idea of a new Dark Souls. I mean, aren't we all? Forgot about that. Alright. Let's keep moving along here. I don't know how long we're getting in this video. I mean, we're about 20 minutes in, and I'm pretty good progress here. So I've had like a recent thought, and this I guess would be my first time publicly saying anything about it, because I don't really know how far I'm gonna get into this, if I will at all. Um, it was just more of something that I thought would be kind of cool. Um, so I have been really fascinated with this PlayStation. Like, okay, background, like, I have dabbled in game development before. Very, very minimal. That was awesome. Okay. So, I mean, there you go. Time to death. Um, so I've dabbled in it a little bit, but not a lot. I think the most I did was like a senior project where we used XNA to make a game. And it was kind of like a stinky, crappy little game, but um, it was still cool. And like, we had an A on it, so whatever. But it was like a fun little experiment that we had with a group of 2 other people, and it was neat. It was neat to like kind of get a feel of how that works as far as teams go. And then I definitely tried my hand with XNA a few other times. I never really got into it a whole lot. So it actually was pretty disappointed with. I didn't really read into it a whole lot, so I really don't know exactly what it was. But I guess Microsoft is not supporting XNA or something. Something like that. Again, really did not read into it a whole lot to really know exactly what I'm talking about with. But I've always thought that was the coolest thing ever. That there was at least some sort of way to easily get your games on like the 360 or whichever. Like the accessibility of it was awesome. And likewise, I've been really fascinated with this PlayStation Mobile stuff. And there's been some really good stuff coming out of that. Like, weirdly enough, probably some of the best stuff on Vita. I was doing too good. I was making too much progress already, or little progress. I don't know, but there's been some like really good stuff. Like there's been some really crappy stuff too. I mean, as you go, but like more than I expected. It's been over a handful of really excellent games, and it's kind of sad because like those are probably the best games on the Vita right now. But like it's working with a language that I've used before, at least 2 times for different school projects, and I mean the license for it, actually getting it to be published, is not all that expensive. And so like I'm kind of like the past week or so having like, kind of like floating around in my head, be kind of cool to make a game for like PlayStation Mobile or something. That'd be kind of neat, just because like and like the only reason I never really got deep into like, there was a point I think when XNA was first kind of like catching steam, I guess, where I was like, I should just buy an Xbox, and I'll just make a game, and like that'll be the only reason I buy it for, is I'll just make a game for it. And then I realized that was probably not a great idea, because what am I doing? I realized it wasn't a good idea just because like I should, if I'm gonna buy a console, I should buy it for some other video games too. But I think it'd be neat. I think it'd be super neat, and not even like not for the even for the intention like to start being a game developer and start making games. Like I just want to make one game and I want to publish it, and then I want to buy it. I want to get it on my Vita and just be able to play it. I think that'd be the coolest. Like that's, I guess it's a thing on my bucket list or something. I think that would be the coolest thing ever. And like I guess I mean I could do that with like the PC or whatever, and that's one thing. But it just for whatever reason to me, it would just be super cool. And I felt the same with like XNA. It's like I specifically remember like when we had started our senior project, like I think they had like a free trial where you could, for 30 days, you could like hook it up to the Xbox and kind of like stream those games over to test them out. And like we had done that with some of the trials, and we're like, we just thought it was so cool. And I really hope Microsoft does. I don't really know what they're doing. I should research more into that, but like other than XNA, I guess at this point. But yeah, so I mean, I've been like recently dabbling with the idea of like, it'd be cool to just make a game, and just really try and like make a game, and then publish it, and just like play on my Vita or whatever. I think that would be the coolest thing ever. Because, I mean, I don't know that I could make a good game. That remains to be seen. But just the idea of it is really cool. That sounds super enticing to me. I'll make Dark Souls the 2D version or something. I don't know. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good amount of health to take down. Oh, that's no good. I will say all this stuff recently is just to get me real excited for E3. Just in general, it's like, man, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good year. I need to be real careful here because I might die. Guess I should just go ahead and finish them off. Alright, so that's another two bosses down. In one episode, that's gotta be a first. It's about 30 minutes in. Not too bad. I figured this episode would be a lot of just kind of getting back into it. And then probably next episode we'll start to figure out, alright, what do we need to be doing? I guess. I don't know. Trying to remember, because I know like this guy has 2 different requirements, you know, for the Sunbro Covenant. I know one is like co-op wise, and then there's another. I think it's trying to remember. How do I play this game? But there's which one is it? I think it's like faith. No, intelligence. One of those stats you gotta have like 25, I think. I want to look it up again. I'm remembering all of this stuff now. Or maybe no, maybe it was I needed. Right, no, because you gotta do the co-op stuff because you get the sunlight medals, and you need like 8 of those or something. I need to find my notes. That's what I need to do. Remember to find my notes. Because that has all that stuff written down on it. Raise the sun. Alright. Okay. I thought there was like a bonfire right here. Am I wrong about that? Huh. Well, I guess it's time to make the mad dash to the center of this area. I guess I should stock up. Ooh. Alright, that wasn't too bad. I can go drop this ladder. Am I dead right now? I can't really tell. I guess that's the problem of wearing this armor. Or, not really armor, but you know what I mean. Or I am, because I am hollow. Right? Oh, this is bad. I'm forgetting so much stuff. Alright. Oh, you know, that's right. I lost a whole lot of souls because I died. And I died again. Man. That's no good. Honestly, I don't even remember how much I lost. I'd have to go back and watch the video. It's bad. Oh. It's no. It's not. Oh God. Oh yeah, I'm alive. I can see my hands and my feet. They look normal. Okay. I tried. Not a lot has changed. As you can tell, I'm not very good at this game. Beat it. I'm not very good. Not that great. Probably lost all those souls because I'm not sure. God. Wasn't there like a secret to this? Or something? I feel like I'm blocking it out. Like, wasn't there something, like an easier way? I think I remember now. I think I remember. Just go through here. Ah. I don't think I can open that gate from this side though, can I? Man, remember that when that ladder like dropped the frame rate in this game? And everyone was like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah. Whatever. We're getting to right out at the end anyways. I'll figure out what to do next. You know, I saw that one coming. Alright, I think we're gonna call it there. Started out doing okay. So, I feel like... yeah, I feel like being on a break for a really long time from this game, it's not going to do me any favors. And we're seeing the results of that right now. So come back, I guess tomorrow. Come back someday. You'll see it on my Twitter, or it'll update in your YouTube feed if you're subscribing. And we'll have another episode of the Platinum Run, and we'll keep on going on and keep on trucking and trying to make some progress. And hopefully at some point soon we'll get to the DLC and get to do all that. And that stuff will be fun, I think. That'll actually probably be, like, I think that's of what's left, that's probably gonna be the best part. I think my prediction is going through all that new content and discovering it together. Even though most of you probably already played through it, I'll be discovering it for the first time. So that'll be fun. But yeah, so come back tomorrow and see some more episodes of the Platinum Run. Thank you. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for sticking around for as long as it's been. Hopefully it's all going to be worth it in the end. So yeah.